Karsten Warholm, world record holder. 8 months off the track, he came back to competition, and Allison Dos Santos beat him. Now they meet again in Xiamen, full 400-meter hurdles, and neither man can afford to lose. Karsten Warholm turned 30 years old earlier this year. He is from Ulsteinvik, Norway. He began his career competing in decathlon, a 10-event discipline that demands speed, strength, and endurance across 2 full days of competition. That background shaped the way he attacks a race. He does not wait. He does not pace himself for the back straight. He goes from the gun. By 2017, he was world champion in the 400-meter hurdles. He repeated in 2019. He won again in 2023. 3 world titles. 6 years, a level of consistency that almost no hurdler in history has matched, but nothing in his career compares to what he produced on August 3, 2021. At the Tokyo Olympic Games, Warholm stepped into the blocks, ran 1 lap of hurdles, and crossed the line in 45.94 seconds to win Olympic gold. That time is still the world record. It is the fastest any man has ever run the event. He did not just win the race. He broke his own world record by nearly a full second. He turned a single Olympic final into one of the most astonishing performances in the history of track and field. After Tokyo, the sport expected more of the same. At the Paris 2024 Olympics, Warholm lined up as defending champion. He left with silver. Rai Benjamin of the United States won in 46.46 seconds. Warholm crossed in 47.06, fast, not first. Then came the 2025 World Athletics Championships, back in Tokyo, the same stadium where he had made history. That race fell apart. He hit hurdles. He clipped his trail leg on the 3rd barrier. He finished 5th with 47.58 seconds. He said afterward it was a disaster. One of the greatest 400-meter hurdlers alive, at the stadium where he had set the world record, walked off the track in 5th place. 8 months passed before he raced again. His first race back was in Shanghai on May 16th. Dos Santos beat him by 0.04 of a second. The comeback had begun. It had not gone the way Warholm wanted. Alison dos Santos is 25 years old and from Brazil. He broke onto the global stage with serious speed and a competitive confidence that does not change based on who is in the next lane. In 2022, at the World Athletics Championships in Eugene, Oregon, he crossed the line in 46.29 seconds to become world champion. That time still stands as the world championship record for the 400-meter hurdles. Nobody has run faster at a World Championships. At the Paris 2024 Olympics, Dos Santos finished 3rd behind Benjamin and Warholm, bronze. A top 3 finish at the biggest event in the sport, but not what he came to Paris for. Dos Santos has finished ahead of Warholm in their last 2 head-to-head races over the full 400-meter hurdles. Before the 2026 season began, Dos Santos had been working specifically on his speed. He told the Diamond League, "This year, I've focused on getting faster and developing more speed, and I think I have shown I have more speed." The words line up with the results. He arrives at Jaman as the man with the current edge in this rivalry. 1 week before Jaman, Warholm and Dos Santos ran the 300-meter hurdles at the Diamond League in Shanghai. The 300-meter hurdles is not an Olympic event, and it is rarely run at the elite level. But in the absence of a proper 400-meter hurdles clash, it is the clearest early season test available for these 2 men. Dos Santos was in control for the majority of the race. He held off Warholm through the final meters and crossed the line in 33.01 seconds, a personal best. That performance moved him to 2nd on the all-time list for the event, behind only Warholm himself. Warholm ran 33.05 seconds. 0.04 of a second separated them at the line. Dos Santos was ahead. Warholm did not hide his frustration after the race. He said, "I'm a little bit mad that I didn't win. I think he was really starting to get tired, and I thought maybe I had him there." Both men left Shanghai with a clearer picture of where they stand. 7 days later, the full distance arrives. Warholm and Dos Santos headline Saturday's race. Abdirahman Samba of Qatar has a personal best of 46.98 seconds. He was the bronze medalist at the 2025 World Championships in Tokyo. He enters Xiamen after winning the 400-meter hurdles at the GCC Games in Doha. He has been one of the most consistent performers in the event over the last 4 years, a man who rarely misses a podium at the elite level. He does not come to Jaman to finish third. Trevor Bassitt of the United States is the current world leader in the 400-meter hurdles for 2026. He won world bronze in 2022. He is fast enough to win this race on his day. McMaster of the British Virgin Islands is also in the field. A 2-time Diamond League final winner, McMaster has beaten elite fields before under pressure. Any one of the three can force an error or take advantage of a small mistake. Warholm and Dos Santos cannot afford to treat this as a private contest. The field is built to compete from start to finish. Warholm still holds the world record. 45.94 seconds has stood since 2021. Only Rai Benjamin has ever run within 0.2 of that mark. The speed Warholm demonstrated in Tokyo exists at a level the rest of the field has not reached, but Warholm is returning to competition after 8 months away. His Tokyo 2025 race was his worst major championship result in years. His first race back ended in a defeat over a shorter distance to the same man he faces on Saturday. Dos Santos has never broken 46 seconds. His championship record of 46.29 is an outstanding performance. Dos Santos needs to find even more speed in the back half of the 400-meter distance, the point where the event is decided. Karsten Warholm and Alison Dos Santos will line up at the Wanda Diamond League in Xiamen on May 23rd. With major championships arriving later, every Diamond League performance carries weight. Strong early form builds belief and sends a message to the rest of the field. Warholm owns the world record, 3 world titles, and an Olympic gold. He is the most decorated 400-meter hurdler alive, but right now, the results say Dos Santos is ahead. For Warholm, Jaman is the clearest chance yet to prove his return is real. A win sends a direct message. The Tokyo 2025 result was a bad day, not a new standard. He is a greedy competitor, and this is a chance to show that hunger has not changed. For Dos Santos, this race is about confirmation. Won in Shanghai and finished ahead of Warholm in 2 consecutive races. A win on Saturday makes it 3. That is a trend, not a coincidence. But momentum only holds until the gun fires. For Samba, Bassitt, and McMaster, pulling off a real upset here earns them a spot in every preview for the rest of the year. When Warholm ran his defining 45.94 seconds in Tokyo, he was 24. He is now 30. The question is whether that version of himself is still accessible. Dos Santos is now 25, faster and more experienced. The question is whether he can finally change the top of the all-time list. Both men are ready. The blocks are set.